Ahoy, friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Dennis and Andy Show. Today we're going to be doing a movie review. It is the holidays. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
And happy Violent Night.
Violent Night. That is the movie we're reviewing for you guys. It stars David Harbour as Santa Claus, and John Leguizamo is the main bad guy. You know, it also has Beverly D'Angelo from...
Oh, yeah, Vacation, along with many other ones. And Gamers, from those of you who are nerds from old movies. But the funny thing was, so we saw it separately. Andy went and with his family, and I went with my wife. And the moment we get introduced to Beverly D'Angelo, you don't see her up close. You just see her from afar.
Yeah.
And you heard her voice, and my wife's like... whose voice is that?
During the whole movie, I kept looking at her face. I didn't know it was her until the credits. So during the whole movie, I kept looking at her going, why do I recognize her? Why do I recognize her? And then I saw the credits, and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I got to put not right away because I do my pull your glasses off, sit back, close your eyes and listen. And I'm like, it sounds like Eileen Brenner. And I was like, but I don't think she's alive anymore. So I was like, it really sounds a lot like her. And then the moment she comes in and you at least get to see it, and I'm like, oh, my wife's like, is that Beverly D'Angelo? I'm like, it is. Totally didn't recognize her from a distance. It was only up close.
I think of her and I think of how she looked, obviously, 40 years ago in National Lampoon's Vacation and in those movies.
And I think she's on Law and Order, SVU, and some of the other ones now is on, some cameos and stuff. But I don't watch any of that, so I haven't seen her in one. So that was a pleasant surprise.
That was awesome.
And she plays a badass grandma.
Now, here's the question. The guy that played the husband, her son, who is it? What's his name?
Alex Hassel.
Why does he look familiar?
I have no idea.
Really? You don't know either?
No,
but did you get that feeling watching it? Because during the whole movie, I'm like, this guy looks so freaking familiar, but I've never heard of him before.
He was in 3 episodes of The Boys. If there's anything that I would have seen him in, it is that. So I'm looking him up right now. And again, nope, I don't He's got a lot of voice acting, so nope.
All right, well...
John is Scrooge. He's the bad guy, the main bad guy.
John Leguizamo is the main bad guy. And then he has a crew with him of pretty much just generic. Like, I couldn't tell you who any of those people are from other movies or anything. The basic plot of the movie is David Harbour is Santa Claus. He's kind of disenfranchised with everything because less people are believing in him every year and such. So he's kind of grumpy. He drinks. I mean, it opens up. This is in the trailer. This is non-spoiler, so we won't spoil anything except for what's been in the trailer. You know, it opens up. He's at a bar drinking, and the bartender's like, I hope you're not driving. And he goes, oh, the reindeer do most of it, which was fun. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it wasn't fun. It was funny. But he's disenfranchised, and he's stopping at this one house. And at the same time, Beverly D'Angelo is the monarch or whatever of this family, very wealthy, and she has 2 kids. She has her son, who is separated from his wife, and they have the little girl, Trudy, and in the trailer you see her, and then you have the daughter who is trying to suck up to the mom as much as she can because she wants her money and all that, whereas the son is just like, I don't care.
They're a very well-to-do family. Eddie Patterson plays Alva, the daughter, and she is just not a good human being.
No.
But she plays the part to a T. The one thing that I can say, the main characters, Beverly D'Angelo as the matriarch, all the bad guys, they all played the parts really well. I enjoyed the acting. The writing was solid across for all the characters. And you've got a bit of, pure comedy that's in here, and brutal beatings, blood, bad things happening. So if you take a good Christmas movie with some fun, mix it with some of the bad things like from Home Alone, but rated R, you've got a very interesting mixture for a movie that's very well done.
So David Harbour, Santa Claus, comes to the house. He hears the commotion. He basically doesn't even want to deal with it and leave, but he can't because his reindeer and sleigh took off. So he's basically stranded there. And then this little girl, her parents gave her this little, and this is all in the trailer, this little walkie-talkie, and said, you can talk to Santa with this, but he might not respond because he's so busy on Christmas Eve, but he'll hear everything. So once everybody's kidnapped by John Leguizamo and his crew, she tries to talk to Santa. And this is after David Harbour took out a bad guy and has the walkie-talkie and actually gets the communication and talks back to her. So these two are kind of helping each other out. One thing that's really cool is you find out David or Santa's origin,
his backstory,
who he was before he was Santa. I thought that was pretty cool and clever and helped build up his character. Like Dennis said, like the title, it's violent, but it's violent. It's rated R. They do show some stuff where you're like, oh, well, that's pretty gross. I didn't think they would do that.
This is rated R for a reason.
Oh yeah,
and they mix up the humor and the violence very well. So if you've got little kids, this is not a movie for them. But all in all, when you look at how it was written, how the pacing was great. So we were actually in an IMAX type theater, and there were only 7 of us. So we went at a great showing, and yet the 7 of us filled that theater with laughter and some horror and some gasps and some it was amazing. It invoked audience participation. So it did its job by bringing out the different aspects. Very well done across the board. It's absolutely a kudos on what they did. There wasn't a single character I disliked out of anybody, good or bad guys.
If you like the movie Fat Man that came out 2 years ago with Mel Gibson where he played Santa, it's along those lines, but different enough to where if you like Fat Man, you'll like this, but you won't walk away from it going, oh, it's a Fat Man ripoff.
I actually found this to be better.
I liked
than
it
Fat
better.
Man.
Yeah, I liked it better too.
And we both like Fat Man.
Yeah. All right. So spoiler free, as we told you, we're going to give you guys our review. If you're new to the channel, we do a CGC rating, which is a 1 through 10, kind of like how CGC grades comic books. 10 is obviously perfect. 1 is trash. I guess you could say 0.05 is
0.5.
trash. 0.5 is trash. So I'll go first. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to go with a straight up solid 8.0. I thought it was really enjoyable. I could see, I'm not a repeat movie watcher a lot unless it's been a good period of time, say a year. So I could see a year from now when this thing's on streaming services going, Got to watch Violent Night. So I'm going with 8. What say you?
I am going with a 9.0.
Holy snap! I should have wrote it down so you don't think I'm BSing. I really thought you were going to hit an 8.5. But a 9.0.
A 9.0. This is one that my wife and I, we walked out and we're like, you know what? I could watch this over and over again. We are adding it to our list of movies we watch every year. You know, The Christmas Story, It's a Wonderful Life. Every year we start out with Die Hard. This movie will make it as long as we don't have company with little kids over. This will be on our early must-watch Christmas list. So, loved it, 9.0. I will be owning this when it comes out.
Wow, that is freaking cool. So before we go, of course, we have to touch on our campaign for anybody new to the channel, new to the show. Dennis and I are doing a project, if you will, together called Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. It is live now on Indiegogo. The link is in the description below. If you like Conan, Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, we took them, we threw them into a bowl, we mixed it up really good, poured it out onto a script page a la Dennis. I'm drawing it, and I'm having the time of my life. I know Dennis is with the writing. There is 5 different covers. Before we get to that, the basic story is Kor-Drath is the main character from the Red Lions tribe. His tribe is slaughtered by the Anaconda tribe, who have themselves been transformed, murdered, turned into the undead. They come and slaughter Kor-Drath's tribe under the orders of a guy called the Necronite, who you can see on the campaign page. If I scroll down some here, there's preview pages on the page. Of course, I did mention there's 5 different covers to choose from. So you can get 1 or 2 of the covers, or you can get them all in a specific tier. Here's the characters. There is the Necronite with his little second in command. You could say Lilith. She's a succubus. He is the one that sends the undead Anaconda tribe to slaughter Kor-Drath's tribe. Luckily for Kor-Drath, him and his lover there, Adriana, were not there when this happened, but they show up and see the aftermath that is just, ugh.
Therefore, launching the hero's journey. The 2 of them set out to avenge, to create the reckoning for the murder of the entire tribe, and there is a lot at play, and they find out they are but just mere pawns in a great big overall scheme.
In a much larger game. Kor-Drath, this is an artist edition, oversized 88-page hardcover. I'm scanning all my original artwork in full color so you can see the gray tones in the black ink, the whiteout, the pencils, all that stuff. It's just like those fun IDW artist editions, but it's a little bit smaller, but it's bigger than a comic. Nice hardcover, discounted price for the campaign of $65 compared to $80 when it's not, or when the campaign's over. The big exciting thing is, if you like role-playing games, Dennis has written the Kor-Drath game module, 24 pages. You can play the game. You can play these characters, Adriana, Kor-Drath. Once we reach another amount, we'll unlock the Lilith character card. So these are playable characters as well that you can play in any of your favorite role-playing games that are 5th edition SRD compatible. We're trying to give you guys everything. So take your time, read through the campaign, check it out. We've got a beanie, a couple different t-shirts to choose from, and click the link below. I think you'll really enjoy it. We're really excited for it. We're at $71,733 now. Our next stretch goal is at $80,000, and that will unlock the Lilith character card, which little sneak peek, you can see. Oh, I'm looking for it. Right here. That's her character card. So once we hit 80,000, everybody will get one of these 7x10 playable character. And we just want you to check the campaign out because your support is what allows us to produce this book and deliver it to you guys. Amen.
Exactly.
All right, guys, that is it. Violent Night. I give it an 8-0. He gives it a 9-0.
And I gave it a 9-0. And Rotten Tomatoes, and I only go by audience score because critics suck today. 90%. Wow, that is actually a little higher than I thought it might be. So kudos.
Awesome.
Go see it.
All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.